Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 10 of New to Weeaboo. It's the episode for November of 2019. I'm Nemesis, and I'm joined by Alcatraz.
I almost forgot what month it was, didn't you?
No, I forgot what month I was releasing for.
Close enough.
But anyway, yeah, here to talk about more anime-type stuff. What was that happened? Or was it something weird that happened regarding it? It was the original creator of Gundam said something really weird.
Oh?
He was basically complaining that stuff isn't sexualized enough anymore. It's like,
What?
but the particular phrase he used, I'm trying to see if I can find it, but it's a really, really weird phrase. There it is. Found it. Yeah, Gundam creator criticizes Your Name director's work for not being sexually explicit. And then here's the quote. He then went on to describe Shinkai's work as stories about a boy and a girl who are always stretching out their hands for each other, and said, and yet the boy's hand never reaches the girl's crotch.
What?
Exactly. Yoshiyuki Tomino. Sure.
What?
Yeah.
That's
It's really weird, isn't it?
Is there like a translation problem?
That's what people are wondering, but apparently no.
Because that's really, really weird.
Yeah. Anyway, apparently the guy's turns out I'm looking at, apparently this guy's a bit of a weirdo anyway, so there you go.
Okay.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about that.
Thankfully.
Because I do want to eventually watch original Gundam, but yeah. Anyway, we're here to actually talk about the new fall 2019 anime a bit. We're doing that again. We did it back for spring. We're going to do it again for fall. Once again, we picked 4 random anime. We watched the first 3 episodes of each, and we're going to go ahead and talk about them over the course of the next hour or so. Yep. So, yeah, once again, at random, we had no say in the matter of which one. Is just list them, pick, random number generator, and go. So we have no idea or anything and going in. We only had vague ideas of what they were about going in.
Yeah, based on the description.
Yeah. But yeah, once again, 4. We're going to start off with Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-Kun. This is about a little boy named Suzuki Iruma, who his soul is sold to a demon by his parents, and this demon wants him to be his grandson, and then he sends him to a demon school. And he has to survive there because demons like to eat humans.
Apparently, yes.
That's the, I guess, the main...
The gist of
things. This is something I would not have picked to watch personally if it wasn't for this.
Yeah.
But it's actually pretty funny. At least the first 3 episodes we've seen so far.
Yeah, it's
a little weird too.
It's really weird. There's funny bits to it. We've only seen 3 episodes. I'm a little worried that it's going to become kind of predictable.
Yeah.
But that's yet to be seen. Depends on if it keeps just using the same basic jokes all through the rest of the episodes.
Yeah.
Because some of them do seem kind of like it's the same joke in a different setting over and over again.
A little bit.
Iruma's just failing his way to success.
A little bit, yeah.
And flailing sometimes too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's what was I thinking? I believe I heard somewhere that it's kind of a merchandise driven show, but I'm not sure about that. I heard somewhere that was the case. I heard something like Bandai Namco's involved, so it's like, yeah, that would make sense then if they're involved.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure where the merchandise is coming from. If it is, that is the case, but whatever. Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing with this Iruma here is basically his parents are
his parents are jerks. Neglected jerks.
They kind of, they just kind of, the demon just comes up, hey, I want your grandson. Okay, bye. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think good thing the demon didn't want to do anything nefarious, because again, most demons want to eat humans, but he just wanted a grandson.
And for some reason wanted a human grandson.
Yeah,
and not
he just wanted to dote on him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the thing. The demon named Sullivan.
Yes, Sullivan.
Yeah, and the whole thing is there's a whole thing about Iruma's still personality. He's a pushover. He just agrees to stuff because he has a hard time telling people no.
Yep.
And that's kind of a part of his who he is. And there's he meets I guess Asmodeus Alice. Yep. Who's the top demon here at this school or whatever, and accidentally defeats him in a duel.
Accidentally. It just
mostly because the guy Iruma is very good at dodging things because his life is so unfortunate. So
Yes.
he's become really good at dodging, so he dodges all this stuff, and then because of a spell he recited earlier, thanks to his grandpa, he will not trip and fall for the entire day. So thanks to how that worked out, he wound up accidentally doing a German suplex and winning. And now Asmodeus is pretty much his sworn his eternal servitude, I guess, to Iruma.
Yep.
Iruma, yeah.
Yep. Iruma. As he's called.
Yes. As. Yeah, so it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a weird dynamic. It's kind of funny, and everyone's like freaking out because he starts reciting the spell because his grandpa told him to read these words.
Just read these words, and he starts reading them.
Out because apparently the spell
freaking
could go really wrong if you just mispronounce it even a little bit.
Yep, and he nails it perfectly.
And all it does is make it so you don't trip.
Yep. Forbidden spell, and that's all it does. But if you do it wrong, you can explode.
Yeah. I mean, there's the whole thing freak out. I mean, there's the scene with it's the school and stuff, and the school song is about killing and eating humans. And like,
yeah, it's like, oh no.
Don't let anyone know. Do not let anyone know you're human.
It's like, gotta blend in, and then nope.
Yep, now you're standing out super hard.
Nope, I'm gonna blend in perfectly, and then it turns out Sullivan's like the head of the school.
Yep.
And brings him up on stage.
And he's also a bit of a troll.
Apparently, yes.
Who sometimes turned egg-shaped.
Yes. I'm not certain if that's like actually a transformation or if that's just like a visual thing when he starts acting like that.
Yeah, the demon school called Babbles.
Because like Babylon, but not quite. Haha, I get it.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so it's you got a whole bunch of there's a bit of variety there on the character design anyway.
Yeah, character designs are all over. There's not like all over in a bad way, but there's, like you said, variety. Yeah. There's a lot of diversity in different character
I'm actually glad I noticed
stuff.
this, because a lot of times you get this with this sort of thing. Male, always these crazy, extravagant designs. Female, just kind of
like
generic pretty girl with maybe like horns or something.
Yeah.
But here they got a little bit more variety. It's still kind of a little bit of that, but there's one that's like some weird like squid looking thing.
Yeah.
So that's good that they're actually not just doing that kind of nonsense. Hooray on that.
There's also like so far we've also had the whole the familiar scene.
Oh yeah, the familiars when they have to summon familiars, and when demons summon familiars, it's like these little animal-esque things.
Yeah, they get a familiar that's an animal, like you'd expect.
Yeah, but when humans summon familiars,
they get a demon,
and so he's human.
And since they're using the teacher's sign for summoning familiars, Iruma ends up summoning his teacher who hates him.
Yeah, Nabarus Caligo accidentally summons him, and then.
But you think like that didn't give it away?
No, apparently not. It's just they all assume he's so powerful he's able to summon another demon.
Yeah, it's just wow.
Yeah, they're not. Neither one of them are totally happy with this thing, but they're not. It's not going to be undone because again, grandfather's a troll.
Also, he says it can't be undone for at least a year.
Yeah, that too. But there's also the familiars cannot harm.
Cannot harm the one that summoned them. Yeah.
So, but of course, this guy tries to harm him immediately.
Yep.
And then we also get introduced to Valak Clara, who's
Clara,
kind of a weirdo with green hair.
Yeah, I was
very excitable.
I was a bit worried when Clara was introduced because that personality type tends to grate on me really, really bad.
Yeah.
But they introduced some other aspects of her character later on in the episode, so I think it's not going to be that bad.
Yeah,
she does actually have some depth to her.
Yeah, she's very excitable and loud and a little flighty and maybe a little childish as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a little childish, but yeah.
But other people use her a lot because she has this thing where she can just summon whatever she's ever seen. She can see something and she'll be able to summon it out of her pockets.
Yep.
And people abuse that with her and just tolerate her long enough to get free stuff and then ignore her.
Yep.
Otherwise, and she's kind of gotten this pattern, destructive pattern of doing stuff just to please people, just so people won't hate her and whatnot.
Yep. Until Iruma came along.
Yeah. Who genuinely just wants to spend time with her. So there you go.
Yep.
And there's also another girl who's kind of had a thing for Iruma now, apparently, because he saved her during the duel.
Yeah.
So that's a not a surprising reason for it. That's common.
It is really common.
Oh, he saved my life.
He saved my life. Yep. Not on purpose, though.
No.
It was accidental, like everything else Iruma does.
Almost everything.
Almost everything. Every now and then.
He was trying to get kicked out because the whole thing was like, good, I can get kicked out because if I'll fail to summon a familiar, I'll get kicked out. I'm back to my normal life.
Yay!
No.
Nope.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things going on there. I don't know. It seems to be slice of life-ish, except with, I guess, a fantasy twist.
Yeah.
Supernatural twist of sorts.
Supernatural.
Not that kind of supernatural. Yeah, I think it's genuinely pretty funny often. It's very goofy. And I'm actually interested in watching more. This is an anime I probably would not have checked out if it wasn't for, just randomly selecting it for this episode. I probably would just gonna skip it. But I'm like, you know what? That's not too bad. Hopefully it stays,
hopefully it gets a little bit some more depth to it, and the story gets fleshed out, and it doesn't just repeat the same. Iruma's just embarrassing his way to success.
Yeah,
just constantly, because that could get old real quick.
It could. I don't know. But yeah, it seems to be pretty good. So I'm probably going to continue watching it for a while at the very least. Yeah, it seems interesting enough to keep checking out. Well, I guess maybe check in on Twitter or whatever later on when we finish it.
Yep.
So yeah, go ahead and move on to the second one, which is Ascendance of a Bookworm. And this is one that was a little worrying because it is on the Crunchyroll thing. It has the tag of Isekai.
That always worries us.
Isekai is something I generally avoid because usually Isekai is pretty bad.
Usually,
as many people are well aware of. This one's a little different. In this one, it's a one thing that stands out is female protagonist. We got Motosu Urano, who something happened. She was, a librarian, really loved reading books all the time, and then one day she wakes up as Mine, this little frail peasant girl in this fantasy world, and that's the gist of it. And then now she wants to read books, but the thing is, in this world, books are expensive and rare, so good luck. Yep. There's also a completely different language and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, so for her, it's this frustration. It's basically welcome to hell.
Yep. It's like she went into the past and became a peasant.
Although I don't think it's a past.
Yeah, I'm not certain because
it's pretty clearly alternate world. Isekai. It's clearly an alternate world. She even remarks at one point. Yeah, she's surprised everyone's hair is like a lot of people's hair is bright, weird colors.
Yeah, it's definitely a different world fantasy, but it also seems like technology is further back than she was used to.
Yeah, which is usually common in Isekai. It's usually almost always Isekai is a medieval fantasy world.
Yeah.
Almost always. Not every
but
single time.
She remembers things from she remembers, and she's like adding new the things that she remembers from her world, she's bringing over, slowly, inventing new things here and there.
Yeah. The other thing is, again, a lot of Isekai is they're just person dies, plopped in this new world as a new person. Here, she's kind of merged with an existing person.
Yeah.
Which is interesting in itself. I'm not sure if that's going to play into things later or what.
Yeah,
because she has Mind's memories. She has access to those.
Yep.
Yeah. She also has, let's see, like a sister named Turi in this world and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing is just her trying to figure out how to read books in this world where books are not easily available.
Yep. And getting frustrated and then writing in her own native language. I'm just amused with that one. It's like, I wonder what people would think if you actually saw that.
Demon.
You're writing in some really weird, never seen before language. Yeah, it's a common one. Like, you're possessed. Burn the witch.
Yeah. The thing is, this world clearly has magic in it.
Yeah,
it's kind of established at the beginning because it seems like we kind of have this. The whole idea is she's telling a story to someone else we have not met yet.
Yeah, because it's an interesting one. It opens up with someone else. She's in bed, like telling a story, or like it was sort of a story because it was like a magic
like tiara thing,
like tiara things that they can like communicate telepathically or something, or he can look into her memories because that's what it seems like. He's trying to figure out who she is,
I guess, or something like that.
And then it jumps into the past,
and that's the story we're getting.
The story we're getting.
She's telling the story, so that's also a little different than the usual Isekai setup. We don't even see how she died in the real world.
Nope.
No Truck-kun here. it's so about that point. It's a little different. One thing, the other thing is she's not some prophesized hero. She's not. There's no big threatening demon king or anything. It's just she wants to read books, and now she's realizing in order to do so, she's gonna have to improve things somewhat, improve society somewhat.
We should improve. But you live in society. I am very intelligent.
Yes. So she tries to basically redo papyrus and finding out it's really difficult.
It's really difficult to do that.
And then now she's got slate and chalk.
Yep.
And she's slowly learning the alphabet from a guard who her dad works with.
Who we should really talk about. Her dad's amazing.
The dad who's, he wants to be the doting father that he wants his daughters to really look up to him.
Yep. It's great.
Yeah, it's funny and then when she really gets all thankful to the other guard person, I can't remember his name. I think it starts with an O.
Yeah.
But, when she gets really attached to her, and he gets really upset.
It's like, no.
He's pouting over it.
You're
Until finally she asks him to do something for her, and she's so happy. And she says, I think it says, "I love you, Dad." And he's like, "Yes." He's so happy.
Her dad's great.
Yeah,
her dad's great.
She introduces stuff into the world, like the whole idea of shampoo.
Shampoo. What a
what
thought.
do you, they make something. Oh, that looks really delicious. And she dips her hair. What are you doing? And then, your hair's so shiny.
Nice.
So shiny and smells good. And then they meet some neighborhood kids, and one of them clearly has a crush on an older sister. And there's a weird thing going on with the other boy. Which I'm not sure how that's going to go. It might be a potential problem later on, but I'm not sure. It's a weird thing because she kind of gets a little blushy around this kid who's her age, but not her age because she's actually adult from the real her world. She was an adult, and here she's like a 5-year-old or something like that.
Yeah.
But in the games, you could argue that it's possibly because she has the memories of mine that it's just kind of residual stuff from mine.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird moral quandary, shall we say?
Yes, moral quandary. That's a good one.
But anyway, she's doing stuff like that. She's introduced new with the knitting, or not knitting, but what was it, crochet hook? Yeah.
Yeah.
She's introduced new ways to do stuff, and her mother sees it and goes, "Oh." And then the basket weaving thing, she becomes really good at. And
she just mindlessly makes this amazing basket
because her mother in the real world taught her how to do this sort of thing.
Yeah, this makes her sister a little upset
because her sister's like, "Why is your basket so good?
You've never done this before. You made a basket better than mine, and I've been trying to." Yeah.
So she's kind of dealing with that sort of thing, just general crap like that. The first time she sees a book, she's amazed, but it's it's in a glass case and super expensive. She can't even hold it, and so stuff like that. It's just she wants.
Because only the nobles have them.
Yep,
cursed
they're
nobles.
Expensive. Welcome to the revolution, comrade.
Down with the nobility.
Down with the bourgeoisie. Yeah. Yeah, so it's actually, I actually genuinely am interested in it. I was not expecting to be interested in Isekai like this, but
yeah,
it's a very different kind of Isekai.
It's a very different kind, because most the Isekais tend to be bad because they usually end up being an obvious self-author insert power trip.
Power fantasy, incel power fantasy, sometimes escapist fantasy, that sort of thing. It's very different because it's kind of ignoring a lot of the usual Isekai tropes, and it's embracing some of them, mind you.
Like the fact that she has all of her memories and can bring all of this stuff in.
But the medieval fantasy world as well.
Yeah.
But she's not some chosen one. She's not the only one who can save the world from some huge, big, bad, evil demon or whatever.
Yeah.
She just is some peasant girl.
Some weird, overwhelming power.
And that's the other thing. Is she's also, the child is sickly. She's in a sickly body. She's not, it's clear she struggles going down flights of stairs, walking long distances. She faints at the sight of blood. She's not your typical Isekai protagonist. So that's, I think, what part of the interested in it because of that. It's actually genuinely kind of interesting because of that.
Genuinely kind of interesting.
I know, I'm kind of getting around, but yeah, I actually want to read. I want to watch more of it. I genuinely do. And I was surprised going into that.
I am interested to see where the story goes. It seems like there's a lot of potential in the story, and I like a good story.
Yeah, I want to see how it goes. I guess we'll see how it goes here because I like it so far.
Yep.
I was surprised by that. Yeah. So go ahead and move to the third one. Ahiru no Sora.
Wings of the Duck?
Something like
Something
that.
like that?
It's about basketball, particularly a boy who wants to play basketball.
Hoops.
And his school, the basketball club, is terrible because they're not really interested in playing basketball. It's just basically a bunch of delinquents hanging around each other.
Delinquents.
Yeah.
Yep.
This kid's name is Sora Kurumatani. And that's the thing. His mother played basketball back in I think high school and college or something like that.
And it was apparently pretty good.
Yeah, pretty really good. And he wants to live up to that. And the thing is, he's also really short.
Yep.
Really short. Even, because, it's kind of thing is Japanese people tend to be a little shorter.
But he's short. Really short.
Yeah, I believe they threw out 140 centimeters, which is less than 5 feet tall.
Yep, he's short.
And in Japan, I looked this up. The average height of a male in Japan is 5'8". The average female height is 5'2".
Yeah.
So yeah, he's short.
He's short. He's very short.
Yeah.
Also about basketball players. You gotta be tall. You gotta be tall.
He's really good at basketball.
Yep.
Is the thing, and he's really interested. He wants to genuinely play basketball, but can't really do it when the basketball club has zero interest and in fact actively are trying to deter him from playing basketball because they don't like him because they just don't like him.
And he's not.
So this is the thing. He has these shoes that are super important because apparently they're a gift from his mom.
Yep, there is mom's old shoes,
something like that. There's two character he meets. I believe it's Chiaki, who kind of talks to for a little bit.
Yeah,
but
meets him because he got in a fight.
He got beat up.
And
he talked a big game and then got beat up.
Yeah, and then Chiaki showed up and talked to him.
Yeah. There was that. Chiaki's also kind of lazy, or really lazy.
Yeah, he's really lazy.
Turns out he's also part of the basketball club, and seems to have zero interest in actually playing, at least at this point.
There's some subtle things.
I mean, there's also the OP and ED make it pretty clear they're going to actually be playing basketball eventually.
Eventually, yeah. He's also a creep.
Yeah, there was that too. It turns out there's a peephole in their locker, which peeps in the girls' locker room, and
Yep, and he also tries stealing clothes with a large hook.
Yeah, tries to steal a bra. So there's that.
He's a creep.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy. It's weird because on one hand, yeah, it's bad behavior, but at the same time, he's a delinquent and he's in high school.
He's a high school delinquent, so it's a little bit expected.
It makes sense, but doesn't necessarily mean he had to do it. I don't know. But yeah, he got a twin brother who's Momoharu, who's got a big old blonde, weird triangle haircut. Looks like he's got a pizza slice and wrapped up in his hair.
Yeah, it's like a variant on a pompadour.
Yeah. So yeah,
tunnel snakes rule.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah, that's two. Then there's the other delinquents. I think there's three of them. I don't think they're even named yet.
Yeah.
Or if they were named, it's very brief, and I didn't even catch it. But yeah, none of them are interested in playing basketball. In terms of also Mamoharu also actually did play basketball, but he was kind of bad at it.
Yep.
To a degree, he could never make a shot ever.
Yep.
But he's still interested, so he knows a lot of the stuff. I mean, he wasn't bad at it. I think it's just part of it is he's bad at.
Yeah, he can't. I think they're pointing towards the depth perception, so he's really bad at making shots because he can't perceive how far away it is. That was not quietly, but it was quickly mentioned. So that may be with the angle. So he knows everything, and he can move, he can jump, but he can't actually land the dunk, but he can jump. And that's what Sora's really like, hey, you're good at that. You can jump.
Yeah. And there's a whole bunch of stuff. There's a rival school who also has delinquents and all sorts of stuff. And
but they're really good at basketball and they actually play.
And then there's apparently who's probably the love interest for Sora, which is Madoka Yabuchi.
Not that Madoka.
Yeah. Yeah, she's on the girls' basketball team and really serious about the game and stuff, and also taller than him, which
Yep.
There you go. So yeah, it's there's some interesting stuff about it. I think it got some interesting cool things. I I'm not sure how they're going to develop the delinquents because they're writing that fine line of because sometimes, you want to have that, I guess, redemption story, but at the same time, you're a little worried they're going to make them bad enough as characters you don't care about them being redeemed.
Yeah.
You don't like them, so you don't care whether or not they redeem themselves. They're kind of, such huge jerks in the beginning that, it doesn't matter how much they try to redeem them. It's too late already.
It's too late.
So
you kick the
they're
puppy,
kind of already
it's too
hitting
late
that
for you.
line with some of them. Some of them are particularly the other three. They're kind of not really liking. I'm really not liking them.
Yeah, they only hang around because of Momoharu.
Yeah,
that's it. They literally have no care about basketball and never have and seem like never will.
Yeah, and they're also doing stuff like they're trying to. They told Sora to just clean up the locker room if he wanted to be able to practice.
Yep.
Which he did, and then he practiced.
Yep.
A lot.
Over 1,000 shots.
Yep. That's a lot of shot taking. But yeah, it's also impressing everyone because they're doing a thing like 1-on-5 or whatever basketball. Basically, if he wants to, if he wins, they'll seriously try to play basketball.
Yep.
But if he loses, he'll give it up. And he won.
he crushed him.
He won real good.
Yep.
So there's some stuff, and there's a whole thing about the shoes. They tried to steal the shoes from him, and he got really angry about that, and went after them, despite the fact he doesn't win fights usually.
He tries. He stands up, and it's like, bring it on, and then gets wrecked.
It's part of the reason why Chiaki likes him, just because he's he just keeps getting back up.
Yep.
He doesn't. He's an idiot, but
he's an idiot, but he gets back on his feet. Doesn't let it stop him.
Yeah. But there's clearly something like Chiaki always clearly is always hanging back and watching. So I'm not sure there's something going on beyond just the typical. He's not your usual just lazy guy. I said that before, but he's definitely not your usual kind. There's something.
Yeah, there's something deeper to him that hasn't been revealed.
Yep, we're not seeing the full picture yet.
Yeah.
So there is some intrigue there, but at the same time, I got some reservations, particularly with how the characters are done. I'm not sure if I'm going to be willing to see these guys as protagonists. Again, the locker scene, I'm not sure if Chiaki's supposed to be one of the major protagonists. I'm not sure if, I'm worried they're going to make him the lovable pervert type character.
God, yeah.
Which does pop up a lot in anime and manga, so I'm not sure about that. And stuff like that. I'm not sure how a lot of this stuff is going to go. And also it's a sports anime, which can be, for me, hit and miss. Like we talked about Cinderella 9 last time, which turned out to be kind of a flop in the end.
Yeah, it had potential that didn't really execute on it. And this one is again, there's potential there, but I'd like some things, changed or at least not progressed in the way that they seem to be.
Yeah, I'm again concerned about how they're going to do the redemption, because we've seen also characters who are, not obviously more extreme, but villainous characters who are just one day just part of the protagonist party for no real good reason.
Yep.
And they didn't really, apologize or really change at all. They're just part of the good guys now. Vegeta.
And all I know about that is from the abridged series, and it's great.
Yeah, so I'm a little worried how these characters are going to be later on. I'm not sure. They might become likable later on, but at this point, they're so intensely unlikable that I'm not sure if it's possible for them to be redeemed in my eyes. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It will come down to how the rest of it. So I'm a little apprehensive, but not completely against watching more at this point. Yep. Also, interesting art style, because a lot of them, they all have really big mouths.
They do. They all have very big mouths.
So that's kind of it's like, it's not the usual sort of thing. It's definitely not Moe, which would make sense. It's interesting, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of up in the air. It's
like a basketball.
Exactly.
Yes,
we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. This is one of the ones I would think of the four. One of the two I would be more likely to drop quicker.
Yeah.
Because the next one is the final one. Oh boy, it's another isekai, and I was worried about this. We got 2 isekai on our list, and that was that, I guess. This one is, didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life?
This anime has really long titles.
Yeah.
For the the anime itself and every single episode has
Really long time.
really long titles.
You got this is another isekai which also does the thing of, hey, look, female protagonist. That's unusual,
that's
but
something different. But
you got Mile, who's 12 years old and going to a hunter school and wants to be average because apparently in the previous life she was an excellent student when she excelled at everything she did, but she just wants to be average. Or let's see, she's Mile here, but her real name in this world is Adele von Asham, but her real name is Kurihara Misato.
Yep.
Yeah. Then there's some things she can talk to who she calls Nano, who's made of nano machines no one else can see and stuff. And then her whole thing is, she wants to be average, but she's got a lot of magical ability and stuff because apparently the average, when they heard her say average, what they interpreted as average are between like the strongest being in this realm and the weakest one, and she's right smack in the middle, so she's really, really powerful compared to everyone else.
That's not the average.
No, it's
but
not.
whatever. They gave her the median, not the mean.
Yeah. Oh well. And so she's just wants to be as, blend in and just be as normal as possible. But of course, everything keeps conspiring against that because of course it does.
Because of course it does.
Yeah. And she meets other characters who are kind of weirdos. Right?
Weirdos, yes.
Yeah, she meets Mavis von Ostein, who's a 17-year-old knight, Reina, or Crimson Reina, 15-year-old tsundere mage.
Yep.
Pauline, who's 14 and the healer, and also a bit of a capitalist. So they become the party.
The party.
Yeah, and then they go off and have adventures, I guess, or that's the beginning of it. And they go into this hunter school, and then it looks like the rest of it's going to be the adventures, because as of the end of episode 3, they're more or less graduated from the school.
Yeah, it's tough to really point,
because part of it seems to it wants to simultaneously parody isekai and play it straight.
Yeah, that's just like I'm having a hard time telling what it's actually trying to do, because it doesn't seem like it knows if it wants to be a parody or not.
Yeah.
So because it's weird, we have Truck-kun. That was literally how she died in the last life, was the truck. The isekai truck.
The truck.
So it's like they played that parody, and throughout the entire thing, they're playing up this whole, the whole world as it is, the party, and that's literally what they call it. Mm-hmm. They use all these like Dungeons and Dragons and fantasy terms just right off the top, very on the nose, and apparently it seems like it's on purpose as an attempt to.
Apparently, it's somewhat common.
Yeah, it almost feels like it's supposed to be a deconstruction, but also,
my understanding in a lot of isekai, that's actually is kind of common for them to use D&D terms. But I'm not entirely certain, but I see it in the parodies a lot, where they just, like Konosuba, for example, just straight up, they go and level up. That's just a thing that happens in Konosuba. Yeah. They level up like they would in a video game.
And it's just like, really?
Yeah, so I'm not sure about that. There's a lot of the jokes comes down to Mile just trying to pretend to be average and not succeeding, like just blowing a giant hole through a wall and defeating all their enemies in one shot.
Yeah, especially when someone talks about her chest.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's
thing.
A frequent joke is she's of course got a complex about the fact she's flat chested, even though she's 12.
You're 12.
Calm down. And so you got that whole thing going on. She's just trying to pretend this is that she's normal, but she clearly is not. She keeps slipping up again.
Clearly is not.
Yeah, her party members figure out pretty quickly that she's hiding something.
Yep.
Because she's like, she's tried to. Okay, like what was it? Yeah, Reina once they did a little test for magic, fire, or hit the target with magic, and Reina does her little spell, and then Mile does the exact same one, and then Reina gets upset because that was a custom spell that no one else knows. How did you do that?
How did you just replicate it perfectly on the first time you ever saw it? Oh crap!
Oops! You really should pay attention, Mile.
Yep.
Or just again, sword just kill, not kill, but defeating an opponent one hit because he. Talked about her chest being flat.
Yep,
of course.
And she lost it.
And then that happening again, more or less. Well, I think that one was more about her being childish or something.
Yep.
But I enjoy the same sort of thing. She has a complex of being seen as a child and whatnot.
Because, she's actually not.
Even though she's 12.
She's been through multiple lives and she remembers them.
But she's 12.
But yeah.
You got, I guess, Mavis the Knight, who's at this point hasn't done a whole lot. She's just, she does the sword thing, and she's the oldest one of them. She hasn't really done a whole lot other than, I guess, she learned some. Now the parent seems like because of Mile, the whole party's starting to get overpowered as heck because she's kind of helping bump them up.
Yeah, teaching them all the little things. She's basically power leveling her party.
Yep. Need a bigger backpack so I can carry all of you.
Yep. But yeah, she's power leveling them all.
Yep. Yeah, so they're all starting to become OP.
I just remembered the creepy.
Yeah,
I'll bring
her up in a little bit. And of course, Pauline, the second youngest. Of course, she's also the largest because she's the healer. So she has to be motherly looking. So of course that means.
Yep. Large tracts of land.
Yep. Even though remember she's 14. So no.
Yeah.
But she's also a capitalist.
She's also a huge capitalist.
Because Mile is just kind of making little tiny figures.
She's making
chibi figures. Or is that Nendos, except I don't think they pose.
No, they don't seem to.
But the little chibi figures, and Pauline sees it and sees an opportunity, and she mass-produces a bunch of them in the team after they win their little tournament thing, or win that little fight against, and yeah, it's now making bank.
Yep.
But yeah, the first villain they ever fight, and I guess kind of pops up again for that tournament thing, is some noble turns out to be a female pedophile.
Yep.
Yeah, she's kidnapping little girls because she wants them to be in her little harem thing, and yeah, it's weird.
It's weird.
I mean, it is presented as creepy, but. Yeah.
And
she's clearly a bad person. There's no hey, she's deep down she's good.
She's misunderstood.
There's none of that. She's just
a bad person.
She's a creepy bad noble who's abusing her power to get away with it. Surprise, surprise.
Yep.
So it's like art mimics reality, I guess. Then next thing you'll know, she'll turn up in her cell dead under mysterious circumstances because the guards are all mysteriously on break at the same time, and there's no one watching her. And yeah,
totally a suicide.
Yeah, it's so you got that whole thing. She shows up initially, and they defeat her when she's kidnapping, and then it turns out, hey, look, it's the same evil party who they have to fight to. Turns out they're all high ranked hunters because there's a whole ranking system for hunters.
Yeah.
And they're like, I can't remember how far down it goes, but I believe they're like F rank hunters as when they're hunting in the school or something like that.
They start out like that, but they get I think the school is they would guarantee them like a C rank or something.
Yeah, if they graduate,
like a B.
No, I think they get D rank if they graduate. And then the top person gets C rank.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And they challenge B ranks.
Yeah, the party was B ranks in this whole thing because it turns out this particular group is so powerful that hey, let's just have a thing because you were the best students I've ever had. So please, fight them and stuff. And it's gonna be B ranks, and then turns out the noble is also an A rank. So oh no, still gets.
There's an S rank though apparently as well.
Of course there is.
Yeah, because they mentioned S ranks.
Yeah, so
and then whatever the big demon king is, the big dragon king is, because literally that's the big super powerful that offset Miles' powers.
Yeah,
is the big dragon king.
Yeah, that's the whole thing is they beat the group B, and then and their
group B.
Yeah, B group,
like the rally cars.
Yeah, because this whole thing, like people would ask them to join the party, but of course they do the thing. They always had the excuse of, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to be in party with these people.
Yep.
And then at first it was just an excuse, but now it's a real thing because Miles is trying to bail out on them because, they're asking too many questions.
Average.
They're also asking too many questions.
Yeah.
Got to bail, and then eventually, nope, no, we're all together forever. Forever. Or something, I don't know.
Forever.
So as of the end of the third episode, they've graduated and they're about to go on their big adventures and whatnot out in the world. Who knows how that's going to go, but hey.
Yep.
It's not as terrible as led to believe it would be. I heard a lot of people saying it was really bad, but at the same time, it's heavily reliant on using the same handful of jokes over and over again.
Yep.
And it's also hits a lot of the cliches of Isekai and Isekai parody.
Yep.
There's a lot of those cliches, so it's kind of like it's not particularly good.
No.
But it's not horrible either.
Yeah, it's not the worst, but it's not something
I am mildly interested, but not like I don't feel like I need to watch it now.
Exactly.
Again,
it's like, yeah, it could be good, but but if you don't remind me to watch it, I probably won't.
It might be good. It might also be bad. I might go ahead and check it out once the season's over and it's all up.
Yeah. And check up on it
and then if it starts getting really bad or something, I'll probably bail out.
Bail.
Because it's pretty much the one I'm most likely to bail out of all 4 of these.
Yeah, because like I have through the 3 episodes, I have yet to really see any major substance of a deeper story.
Yeah, it's very much so far. It just feels like a bunch of cliches stitched together.
Yeah, it's like at least with the other Isekai, Ascendance of a Bookworm.
Yeah.
There seems to be a deeper story going on. There's more world and lore.
I'm actually genuinely interested in mine as a character in that one.
Yeah, there seems to be some deeper substance.
This one, it's like okay.
This one, it seems fairly superficial.
Yeah, it's like after 3 episodes, we pretty much know the full extent of all the characters practically.
Yeah, and it feels, at least up to this point, it feels pretty predictable on what's gonna happen, where things are gonna go. It's probably gonna be like. I would predict maybe like a slice of life, just, oh, look at them being super powerful and weird, funny little jokes here and there, and that's every episode until the season's over.
I don't know. Yeah. That's the thing. Isekai has become so prevalent that Isekai parody in itself has its own cliches and tropes now.
Yep.
So that's kind of because everyone's doing the exact same thing over and over and over again.
Yep.
So it's again, not terrible, but
I'm not super interested.
Yeah, it's very much. I'm not excited to watch more, but I might do so one day if I'm really bored.
Yeah,
or something. I don't know. Or I'm just trying to kill time.
Yeah.
Of the 4, though, I would honestly say this is a surprise for me. Is the one I'm most interested in is Ascendance of a Bookworm. That's the one I'm the most interested in right now. Of the 4.
Yeah. Out of those 4, definitely. Ascendance of a Bookworm seems
Demon
most
School is kind of interesting. You seem to be a little more worried about it than I am.
A little bit. I mean, it just because I don't know where it's gonna go. There's there's things that I don't want it to do, and they very well might not do those things, but it's up in the air at this point.
Mm-hmm. Where versus me, I'm kind of more into that. More about that with Ahiru no Sora, where I'm like, I'm interested, but I'm also worried where they're gonna go.
Yeah,
that's the one that kind of like make me go, I'm not sure about this. I'm not entirely sold because I don't know about these characters. Versus demon ones, like at the very least, makes me laugh enough that like even if it, I don't know, it'd have to get kind of pretty dumb for me to stop watching it. I think at this point. I don't know. But Bookworm is the one I would at this point am most interested in. And actually, I almost watched more episodes. Like, no, if I do that, I'll start talking about it, and then you go, "What are you talking about? That didn't happen." I'll go, "Oh, whoops, that's from episodes you haven't seen yet."
Yeah,
because I wanted to watch more, but like, no.
I'm definitely interested to see where Bookworm goes.
Yeah,
which it's interesting. That's the one I'm most interested in out of the 4. It's the one I wrote the least amount of notes on.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's because it's stuck in your head better.
Possibly.
Because once your interest is clicked, once that interest clicks, and you retain information a little better.
And all I need is just enough notes to remind me of everything else.
Yeah, so that's the one of the 4 right now. That's the one I'd recommend checking out first, honestly.
Yeah,
because it's an isekai that's not a lot like other isekai, at least as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, as far as the first 3 episodes go.
Who knows? It might go super cliche down the line. Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh well. But yeah, we've been wrong. We were pretty wrong about the last time. I mean, 2 were like, oh yeah, the ones we're really interested in wound up both being mediocre in the end.
Yep.
And then Amazing Stranger just wound up being, still strange.
Amazingly strange.
Yeah, and then Fruits Basket we haven't actually gone back to again, even though we both intend to.
We both intend to kind of look at that one again, but we haven't got around to it.
We'll get to it there eventually. We'll have a free point eventually to do so, but that hasn't happened yet. Yeah, and so we'll again check in with these later on, and once they're finished, and we'll talk about probably at least 1 or 2 of them. So yeah, that's it for these fun times. Yeah.
That's all, folks.
I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did enjoy this, you can listen to past and future episodes at new2weeaboo.libsyn.com. It's spelled Libsyn. All the episodes will be there as they come out and whatnot. We're doing things and whatnot. There's also, various other ways of getting it. They're on that site, but you can go there. You can get it on the RSS feed there, of course. There's iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify, and YouTube. All the links are on there. With Google, you have to go to play.google.com/music. But any one of those, search for New to Weeaboo, you will find us. Or just, again, click those buttons on the top of the Libsyn page. A little faster, I think.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, any one of those, because unfortunately we cannot have a custom YouTube channel at this time. So there's that. But if you want to contact us, you can email us at newtoweeaboo@gmail.com. If you want to contact us and talk to us, tell us what you thought of these things so far. Tell us, give us recommendations for future anime. We're open to that. It may take us a while to get to it, but we'll get to it eventually. Oh, unless it's something that's really difficult to hunt down, in which case, oh boy, no, I'm not going to waste my time trying to find some copy on some shady website or something. So yeah, whatever. Just tell us about this thing. Feedback is great.
It's feedback.
Yeah. And of course, you can contact us on Twitter. We're at New to Weeaboo. If you want to follow us and like our tweets and retweet us and all that sort of thing. We'll trying to tweet more on that, but I keep forgetting. Because, I get distracted by other stuff. Other things happen.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Those are all the personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1, and he's at Alcatraz with a 7 and 7T and an underscore at the end. I've been tweeting about, Transformers again.
I don't think I've been tweeting at all.
Yeah. In the past month? Yeah,
nope.
Transformers. Little bit of Star Wars. Blizzard in Hong Kong.
The only thing I've tweeted in the last month was stuff for entirely different fandom.
Oh yeah, there's that. So yeah, that's it for this episode. Join us next month, the December episode, where we will be talking about Bodacious Space Pirates. Something I've been looking forward to for a while.
Boy.
So yeah, this is gonna be fun. So till next time though, take care.
See ya.
Bye.
Set